I've had some people ask me about Odin's birth story, so I thought I'd hurry and go over that. It's not that exciting. My labor was actually really easy. I worked out throughout my whole pregnancy, and my pregnancy was really easy. Like, I never had Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, I did have a lot of nausea. I was nauseous for like the first 6 months, but they put me on medication, and so it wasn't too bad. Like, I didn't really have a lot of pain. Like, it really was, I loved being pregnant. I loved it so much. I've never felt so confident in my own body than when I was pregnant. But anyway, I worked at a salon while I was pregnant, and so I quit working there like 2 weeks before Odin's due date, and then a week before his due date, I went and got a pedicure because they had, some of the ladies there had told me that if you get a pedicure, they can push on your pressure points and it can help induce labor. So I was like, might as well try, you know. So I did that, and she had never done like a pregnancy pedicure before, so she like just did push on the pressure points a little bit, and like I didn't really think anything of it. But then that night at I would say it was like 3 a.m, I got up to go to the bathroom, which is not uncommon. And as I was walking, I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm like peeing myself. So I like get to the bathroom, and in my pajamas is my mucus plug. But I know that like when your mucus plug comes out, it can still be a little bit. So I stood up, and it was like stuff was coming out. And so I knew it was my water had broken. So I threw a towel in between my legs and shuffled back to the bedroom and woke up Brian. I was like, I think my water broke. So I tried calling my mom, and she didn't answer, of course, because it was in the middle of the night. And so I called labor and delivery, and they're like, yeah, you need to come in because we have to test to see if it your water has broken. Because if it is, then you have to be admitted because it can cause an infection and stuff. So I finally got a hold of my mom. And at this point, I was living in St. George, so I was 3.5 hours away from all my family. And so she was they own a business, and so she was trying to figure out who was going to work so that they could come, and, you know, because I was a week early, so they weren't really planning on it. But I got in the shower, like, shaved my legs, and we didn't even have bags packed, so I hurried and packed a bag for Odin and I, and hurried and ate something because I knew once I got there they were going to let me eat. Figured out what we were going to do with our dog, and anyway, so we get there, they test me, and my water did break. So they admit me, and this whole time I didn't have any contractions. So I'm waiting in the room, and my back kind of starts hurting. And my nurse was saying that I was probably contractions in my back, just the way that he was facing or something. And they weren't too bad, but she was like, the anesthesiologist is going into a procedure, so we can hurry and try to get him to come before, or you can just wait till after. I was like, I'll just wait till after. They did intensify a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. But I still just, when he was done with the procedure, he came and gave me an epidural. So I really like didn't have any pain because I was so numb, like I didn't feel anything. Anyway, so my family is like trying to make it down. So Ryan and I took a nap because it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And we wake up, and my dad and sister had just gotten to town, my older sister. And so they came in by, and I was like dilating consistently. It wasn't like too fast or anything. It was just, but I was like, you know, my body knew it was doing its thing. And then Ryan's family came and stopped by, and my mom and my younger sister were on their way. And then both my step parents couldn't come right away, and my brother couldn't come right away. So, Ryan's family is in there, my dad and my sister are in there, and the nurse comes in and is like, hey, we're going to check her. So they all leave except for my sister. And my nurse knew that I was trying to wait for my mom and my younger sister, but so she checks me, and she checked me an hour before and I was at a 4. She checks me again and I was at a 9. And so my nurse was so amazing. Like, seriously, the best human. She's older and like has like a mom feel about her, you know. She checks me and I'm at a 9. She looks at me and goes, "Sweetheart, you're at a 9. Like, your mom isn't gonna make it." And so I just started bawling, and which made my sister cry. And so she goes and tells my dad. My dad calls my mom and is like, "Hey, you guys aren't gonna make it. Like, you need to pull over." So my dad comes back in to kind of tell me that he talked to my mom, and they're like breaking down the bed, putting my legs up, like, because not only was I at a 9, but Odin was at, I think it's like a 2+ is what they, like, it's like a -2, 1, 2 or something. I can't remember. So he was like it was go time. And so my dad comes in, and my sister's already on the other side with my husband, with Ryan, and the nurse is already there. So like my mom wanted to FaceTime to like be a part of it. So my dad had to be in the room and hold the phone so they could FaceTime. So in all the there's pictures, and he's holding an iPad and just like turning his head the opposite direction so my mom and sister can feel like they're a part of things. It was really funny. Anyway, so I'm still so numb. Like, the doctor's telling me to push and I can't feel anything. Like, I turned to them, I was like, am I pushing? Like, am I pushing in the right spot? And they were like, yeah. And they like laughed. I was like, I literally cannot feel anything. I ended up having an episiotomy. And right after that, Odin came out. He was like 8'7", 21 inches. And it's funny because my sister recorded the FaceTime, and so I kind of have that on video, and I have my mom and her reaction in the corner, and it's really sweet. Like, they both start crying. And so that's one thing I wish would have been a little different. It was that they would have made it, but it was special to just do it with my older sister, because my older sister had a baby and I was there, and she placed the baby for adoption. So it's kind of a special thing for us. And, you know, my dad got to be in there even though he didn't watch, which I'm grateful he didn't. But, yeah, it was just so good. The recovery part was like the most painful part for me. Recovery was really hard. And I don't know if it was just because I had an episiotomy, if it's just more painful. If you've had both, you'll have to let me know in the comments what you think. But my mom and sister eventually made it like an hour or 2 later. And it was just a really special time. I mean, there was a little bit of drama, but nothing to like spoil the day. And yeah, it was just really magical. So I loved being pregnant. I loved giving birth. I hope that doesn't change with my next one, but you never know. We want to do a Q&A. So if you guys have questions, or you have things you want us to talk about or see in our YouTube videos, comment them down below. Or on my Instagram, I'm going to do like one of those question things. Or you can even put it on TikTok. Okay, let's go again. What'd you get, bud? Okay, grab one. You want the pencil? Let's pick something else. Good job. Okay, put it in your bucket. Put it in your bucket. Why is he growling? Come on. Good job. Good job. Let me see your teeth. Oh, so clean. Here, can I help? Oh, no. Good job. Let me see. All clean? Go eat.
Good job.
It's all gone. Baby, look. It's all gone.
Okay, so we want that guy.
Do you want more?
Guy.
Please? Okay, I guess I'll get you one. Shake your booty. Shake your booty.
Open. Good job.
Yay, good job. Yeah. Can you give him a kiss?
Give Hulk a kiss.
Because he got called up and he was like, get this out of here. Everyone's saying, just get a new car. Like, no. I wish. Oh, Crush.
What? You dancing? Hey, do you want to get in the bath? Okay, come here.
Wait, where's Mom? Get your one.
I got you. There you go. You look so handsome, so cool.
Let me see. Ooh. Whoa, is that cool? If I get back from
So do I.